Chargers TV here at the Hobart Netball and Sports Centre, and of course Hobart Chargers getting the win here, 82-71. I'm here with Melbourne Tigers head coach Andrew Gaze. Andrew, great to have you back here in Hobart, mate. And that was a spirited game, fair to say, and your boys kind of fought back in that kind of third, late fourth quarter there. But unfortunately, just the execution down the stretch there just wasn't there at the end.
Well, I thought our last quarter was our best quarter, primarily because defensively they only had 10 points in the quarter, and outside of a couple of baskets near the end when we're a little bit desperate, I thought we really made some adjustments on the defensive end, and our problem tonight was just we couldn't put the ball in the hole. It sounds very simple, but we were 8 of 42 from threes and only shooting at 32% from the field. Very, very difficult to win games. It puts a lot of pressure on your defence, and across the entire game to hold this team to only 82 or 80 is that's usually you'd say that's quite manageable because they've got a lot of guys that can put points on the board, and so there's some things that we look at primarily is our work on the glass was not where it needed to be. We got annihilated on the boards, and our shooting percentages were poor.
They were, and then the spread scorers didn't look as great. There was only, 2 players in double figures, Andrew, so maybe a little bit more production on the offensive end could have been a bit more better.
Yeah, well, when you shoot it at 32%, it's hard to shoot a score. And I thought a lot of the times we're getting quite good looks. Perhaps, we this season we have very little size, so by design we are shooting a lot of threes. And you got to make them, and you got to make your fair share at the very least. And that mid-30s is a reasonable target, but when you're at, like I said, 8 of 42, around 19%, that's not going to get it done, and it puts a lot of pressure on your defence. So there's some good signs there that we got down pretty heavy, and I thought in that last quarter we at least made them think about it. A couple of made shots, and we might have been able to pinch it, but they're a really good team. They're again going to be one of the better teams in the competition. So we've got to learn from these experiences and try and get better.
Well, you've got to bounce back tomorrow against Northwest Thunder, who are down a little bit of form at the moment, but you can't underestimate anyone in this league, of course, as you well know, Andrew. So the Thunder will be tough tomorrow night in Ulverston. Yeah,
they do, and they've got a new guy coming in as well. So I don't know a lot about him, but by all reports, he's a very good player, 6'7", good length, very athletic. So we've got to do our debriefing and try and have a really short memory as far as our shooting and get some confidence that we can just knock down shots. I think we created a lot of good looks, and if we can create those same looks and a few of them can fall for us, then I think we'll be in good shape.
Just quickly on the crowd here, Andrew, a good crowd in tonight. They made a little bit of noise and a little bit of atmosphere as well too. What do you make of course, playing here at the Hobart Netball and Sports Centre?
Well, I've never been here, so it's the first time I've been here, and I think it's a fantastic setup for NBL 1 competition. It's, holds a good number, and it can create a really nice atmosphere in here, and it's a very passionate Charger fans. So it's a really nice environment to play, and they do a good job of marketing, getting some people to come along to the game. So it's a fun trip for us, and unfortunately we weren't able to get the win, but we did learn a lot.
Very good to hear. Now, when we spoke to you last time back in 2017, I watched back the interview, and a few things were kind of, well, I don't know if we're trying to time tell or be in a time machine going forward into the future, but obviously things have changed since 2017. What do you make of the state of Tasmanian basketball now, especially with the check jumpers creating a lot of noise? And I tell you what, Andrew, the popularity of the check jumpers down here is unbelievable. Everywhere I go, or JB or Brett goes, we see a lot of check jumpers jerseys now.
No, it's fantastic. They've really captured the imagination of Tasmania and even beyond. You look at what they've been able to do. Put a really good team together, play in the finals the first 2 years of their existence, play a real honest Tasmanian style of basketball. It's real working class, and they really aggressive at both ends of the floor, and they've got a real lot to be proud of. Scott Roth has done an amazing job with the team, and I think that basketball here, it's growing, and I think with what Stewie's been able to do with the Chargers, and I see I guess, haven't seen a lot of them, but I guess your NBL 1 women's teams are a lot better than they were last year. And I think that they continue to grow, and there's constant threats. You know, the AFL is probably going to be here in a few years' time, and there's always other sports that are coming for it. But they've done a really good job of capturing the imagination of the Tasmanian people. Participation's really good, and just need to build more venues like these.
Here, Andrew. Just final one from me. Obviously, you and I were at the FIBA Women's World Cup. I was there as a volunteer in the media department. Of course, you were calling the games for FIBA as well too. A great experience, great fun. What I learned was women's sports is booming, and the attendances as well too in Sydney were absolutely through the roof. You mentioned about the Hobart women's side as well too here. Is there room, I suppose, for Tasmania to have a WNBL side? But also, too, the popularity of women's basketball now is just going from strength to strength off the back of the World Cup.
Yeah, that and others. I think the WNBL had a really good season. I know that they've got some challenges with their management and some of the clubs that administratively they've got some recent issues that have come to the fore. So I think that expansion's critical, and a popular market down here. You've got good facilities, you've got a good passion for the game. So hopefully it's an area which can grow and continue to build the sport. And you know, I think it's important for the girls that are growing up here to have access to a elite level competition. They've got that in the NBL 1, but I think that if they can see it and see the absolute very best, it continue to enhance not just Tasmanian basketball, but Australian basketball.
Andrew, the boys are waiting to go, and I think your son Mason is kind of shouting out to us as well too. Andrew, great to have you back down here as always. Enjoy your time while you're here, and the best of luck for the rest of the season going forward.
Thank you. All the best.
Thanks, Andrew.
No worries.